Traders, what's up? Welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you guys are tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. So today is all about one ticker symbol, and that is ticker symbol AIHS, which gave an intraday move of over 140%. As usual, in the morning as we log in, we check our scanners. And on the beautiful scans today, we had AIHS, one of our leading stocks in the entire market, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move today. And I know you guys would be saying, well, RT, how in the world are you only up 300 bucks? How's it possible that you're not up 5, 6, 8, 10K to what some sort of insane number? You know, I gotta admit to the audience right now that I'm pretty soft, man. I gotta trade with some more backbone and aggression. This move I saw fairly early, around 9:34, 9:35 or so. And from the moment I saw it, I was a little reluctant to take on the pullback entries. These trades are textbook trades. You know, us pulling back, going to a high of 429, pulling back into previous levels that is support, and then the stock curling up some more. I got to do a better job at throwing out more orders with more size, being more assertive in these areas. This is the fourth day that we've had a hot stock. Fourth day. Friday, we did go up to about 1700 unrealized. Took a massive loss with two trades off the top, losing about 1K. Flying a little too close to the sun. And so, you know, we got to do a better job capitalizing and capturing the move. A day like yesterday where we had HWH, we were off to a slow start, NUKK, we took losses. We ended the day down 1K. On a day that was a pretty decent day, you know, we can't afford to be red on a good day and then small green on even a better day, right? So, got to do a better job trading these ranges, capitalizing the opportunities. You know, we live for this strategy with these type of inclines like this. And in actually three times in a row, three times straight, I am too passive, twice too passive. Man, I tell you, boy, this is unreal. This stock was so strong. You know, part of it is that we didn't really get a lot of pullback opportunities once the move started to break out. But nevertheless, we're equipped for all of that. And something that we can do and that we have in our arsenal is to throw out an order and put a stop in place when the stock is extremely strong. That I did not do in this area, nor the second area, and missed the two strongest breakouts at the time, going from 395 to 505, and then from 480 up to 714. Just too much to miss, right? If we look at these two areas, 49% right there, and then 25% right there. I mean, just 75% move. And then again, we're not being super aggressive at the lows to throw out the orders. So if we're not going to trade the dips aggressively, we dang sure need to trade the breakout aggressively. And we did not have the proper mindset to jump in and give it a chance. So, you know, we basically missed the big move. And then we had this bigger pullback here. I think at highs, I got up to 700. We had this bigger pullback. And then off the bear flag here, I believe I was watching a resumption trade on a different stock at this time. So this was at around 10:07 a.m. I was watching a breakout on, let's see, I think it was 10:07. If I'm not mistaken, there was a dip and rip trade. The timing could be off. Yeah, so there was this dip and rip trade at 10:07 on SINT. I'm in at 38 out of 50, just a couple cents, not a great trade. And I mean, it just the timing here sucked. You know, I finally recognized like, okay, I knew I gotta be more aggressive here. Didn't really get the chance to. as I came back to it and it's already high. It just sucks to miss this. And this is what happened, right? The first two I'm here, I didn't see this push here per se, but this consolidation, push number one, stair stepping up again, consolidation number two, stair stepping up, breakout number two, we witnessed and we did a terrible job. Mentally, we're like, okay, we had a halt up at one point. We're like, okay, we got to get something going here. If this thing wants to go up to 10, we got to risk it. We got to put on some size and go for it. We're looking away. We come back. And sometimes you need to be in that rhythm, capturing the move. I didn't do a great job, So ultimately, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say the stock did a good 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. My performance, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. Just terrible trading for what we know. And it's not a huge difference. There's a fine line, right? So it's like the mental things, the intangible things that we cannot necessarily see, but comes down to the trader individually. The mental things, right? Being assertive in the key areas, being dominant, being fierce, all of those things I was not today. Very reluctant to take the dip trades, not looking to give the breakout a chance in terms of, sometimes for us with what we were doing, I don't like the word chasing, but we're buying higher. We're buying high to sell higher. And there are situations and moments where we got to take those trades and not hesitate, not wait, right? So I'd say today's a big fumble. Nevertheless, it's a small green day, a day that we can take and build something off of. But not ideal, right? We got to do a better job. A day like this is 3K minimum. Maybe you're up 4 or 5K. You get a little blaze off the top haircut, and you walk away up a couple thousand, right? For what I know I can do. Worst case scenario on a day like this. So this right now is like below worst case scenario, and it means I'm not where I need to be. It's almost like I felt rusty, and expectations are part of it too. I don't know. We had a couple of strong days, but I just was not prepared for the momentum being this good. And that's a little telling of my Sunday or my Monday. My Monday, I got caught up with some things and just didn't get to do the studying I would want to do. So kind of came in a little rusty off the long weekend, and today was a good result for not putting in the work that I needed to put in on Monday. But yeah, a quick recap here. I don't want to make this one too long. For those of you who are students, it's a good time to definitely check out some of the archives that are there, because this is very reminiscent of what a strong and hot market is. And so, if we have to go back to remind ourselves of what we're capable of and what the market can do in terms of our aggression and how irrationally strong a hot market can be, then we have to go back and refresh our memories, because this market isn't going to slow down and or wait for anybody. Where you're thinking, oh, let's just hope it gets one more dip. Oh, it's so high up, but are we going to keep going? I don't want to chase it too much. Right over the breakout, right over the high, the previous high. Nah, man, all those entries that we used to take and just send it, we definitely have to continue to send it and be aggressive to get the results. So I think it's a good time to do some more studying. In fact, today, I don't think I'll be going to the gym. I got a bit of a muscle spasm in my neck, and it's causing a bit of a headache. Just took some, I don't really love taking like Tylenols and like Aleve and all these different type of medicine, the pills, but said, man, you know what? We got to take it. So I think being that we have this slight headache, we just skip the gym today, just review archives, rewatch film. Doesn't mean that tomorrow we come in ultra aggressive, but if the market calls for some aggression, if we're seeing another hot day, got to get the ball rolling. That way we can finish out this year in style, because for me, we've been patient. We've been in this consolidation with our P&L, right? Not really covering and making new ground, but we know what we can do with good market conditions, and all it takes is a good month or 2 or 3, and the year is an incredible year, right? Because this is the market after all. So Mission objective is clear. Studying is a must here today. And tomorrow we'll be looking forward to the action and the opportunities. I mean, this was just too clean. I mean, stair stepping up, consolidation, double bottoms, triple bottoms. Again, this time around, higher lows. It breaks out nicely. Clean incline. A 3-bar play mixed in right here, just to name a few setups. We get up to highs. We do have lower highs, and we ended up getting a bit of a 5-minute pullback here before then ultimately getting the 5-minute candlestick to make the new high. Once we priced in this low, we never made a new low, and this is where having that confidence to take the pullback, even if it's just for the starter's position, to get yourself in rhythm. Doesn't have to be full size. Could be a starter position just to feel it out. And if it does start to curl, you're already in that rhythm, you're already in that flow. And then before you know it, you're breaking out, you're looking for the next trade. And then we get another small uptrend here. A little bit more of a grind in this uptrend, but a good uptrend nevertheless. And then right here is where we start to see our pullback. And something to mention is that when the stock got over I think was $7 the first time, or even like close to like 6.90 right here, we started to feel, was it here or here? We started to feel heavy, like it felt like it was getting shorted. And I think this is a good time to like not ignore that sign and to size down. It's something to keep in mind, like, okay, the stock is feeling a little bit more heavy than it did in the previous whole $0.5 areas. Perhaps this is a good sign to size down in case we are maxing out. And if there's shares available, maybe to even position for a short trade if the opportunity presents itself. So definitely could have done better here. Lack of aggression, too much fear, too much second guessing. And all of these small intangible things can take you from having a 8, 9, 10 out of 10 day to having a 3 out of 10 day. That's how it feels mentally. It feels like I didn't show up and I didn't take the swings that I needed to swing for when the opportunities were in front of me. So, I have to come correct tomorrow and do a better job. The beautiful thing with the market is that it's not going anywhere, and we're going to have time to continue to make adjustments and improve. So with that being said, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, check out the links down below for the scanner, for the chat room, for the classes, for anybody who's interested. You can also check out Guardian for those of you looking to diversify and have another platform at the ready. That way you're never stuck with just one platform, but you're always ready to go. But yeah, take care, stay safe, stay green. See you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early.